I'd like to now recognize a number of people who've made this meeting possible. As you can see, this has been well organized, and the group that put this together have done a tremendous job. Now the challenge is for us to take advantage of how well this has been organized by producing something substantive, and that's probably going to be the real work. First, the organizing committee here in Pasadena. I'd like to recognize Wendy Alvarez from the IGS, Steve Fisher from the Jet Propulsion Lab, Ruth Nealon from the Jet Propulsion Lab, Gaurav Walia from the Jet Propulsion Lab, and Valerie Searles from the Jet Propulsion Lab. They've done a fantastic job, and I know that they've been working long hours, including all day and into the night. So I'd like to recognize them first and foremost. Thank you. And then we had a team based primarily in Washington that worked on the substantive parts of the agenda, and again did a fantastic job. And I'd like to recognize those people: Barbara Addy from NASA, Karen Barker from the Department of Commerce, Isabel Gates from the State Department, Steve Sidorik from the National PNT Coordination Office, Dave Turner from the Department of State, Tom Van Dijk from NASA headquarters, Jim Webster from the GPS wing, Maureen Walker from State, Alice Wong from State. Again, they did a fantastic job, and I would like to recognize their work at this time. Now, another key element of the event this week is the participation of non-governmental entities, primarily private industry here in the United States, have been very generous in supporting several of the social functions that we'll be able to take advantage of. And I'd like to just recognize those companies now. Many of their representatives will be here during the course of the week, and I urge you all to introduce yourselves and to interact. Java GNSS, Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, Rockwell Collins, and Trimble Navigation have all been very generous in supporting the conference. Again, I would like to recognize them. And then finally, we have exhibitors. And I urge you during the coffee breaks, not during our meetings, but during the coffee breaks, to go and see the exhibits. We have represented here Beijing, BD Star Navigation, Coden, GNSS Technologies, Inside GNSS, the International GNSS Service, Java GNSS, Magellan, Navcom Technology, the National Coordination Office for Space-Based Positioning, Navigation, and Timing, and Trimble Navigation. Again, thank you for your support for this conference. So, just a few more words, and then we'll move on in the agenda. This meeting that will take place over the next 5 days, I have high hopes for. We've put in a tremendous amount of work in getting the ICG and the Providers Forum organized, and now is the time that we start looking at some substantive results. And so I urge you during the course of the 5 days to participate actively in the working groups, to conduct informal discussions on the margins of our meetings, and to come up with ideas that we can all come together on and further promote the use of GNSS. We have a template that's been distributed to all of the members for decisions that need to be made by the ICG plenary. And that template should be the basis for the work that is conducted in the working groups. If there are other ideas beyond what's been considered within the working groups, you're more than free to raise those as well. But what we would like to do is have a structure and a process so that come Thursday and Friday, we're in a position to make the types of decisions that we need to make.